Grand Chief Mike Delisle Jr. announced his support with the report on the rights of Indigenous peoples by United Nations Special Rapporteur James Anaya. The report to the Human Rights Council is an audit of the challenging relationship between Indigenous peoples and Canada in relation to respecting and honoring constitutional, treaty, and internationally recognized rights. KTV spoke with the Grand Chief for his reaction.
Well, I think the content is good. It's nothing surprising. I think it's everything we expected from people from the community meeting with Mr. Anaya back in October of 2013 and the other 7 territories, communities, provinces that he reached out to as well. Education is obviously the focal point at this point for us and many communities across the country, and Section 87 of the report, I guess coincidentally, as Indian Act Section 87 refers to us as well, but coincidentally talks about what they need to do, the federal government, in terms of this education bill and consultation and what we need to do. Overall, I think, again, not a surprise that they're talking about working with First Nations communities, Indigenous peoples as they call us, to ensure that what we are looking for in needs, whether it be in governance, education, or any other part of our life, is done not just with the heavy hand of the federal government, but in conjunction with us. So I think it's very good, even though Canada has bought into, if I could say it that way, the United Nations Declarations on Indigenous Rights Peoples. They don't follow that up in actions. So his recommendations are excellent, are lengthy, and I hope Canada is listening. My estimation of this government is they have to be embarrassed to leap into action. We've seen it through the apology on residential schools a couple of years ago, 2008 I think it was. We've seen them be embarrassed in withdrawing from this bill on education because of the resignation of National Chief Delisle. So I think they have to be pushed in terms of action. So if we follow up and the rest of Canada's First Nations people follow up on some of those individual recommendations, I think they'll have to follow suit in some way, shape, or form, but they're not going to do it because they want to.